the miller, his son, and the donkey. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the rolling hills, there lived an old miller with his young son and their loyal donkey. One day, the miller decided to take their donkey to the market to sell it. Together, the miller and his son set out on their journey, leading the donkey along the dusty road. As they walked, they soon encountered a group of villagers who began to talk amongst themselves. "Look at those fools!" one of them exclaimed. "Why aren't they riding the donkey instead of walking beside it?" Hearing this, the miller thought they might be right. He lifted his son onto the donkey's back, and they continued on their way. A short while later, they passed another group of people who looked at them with disapproval. "What a lazy boy," one woman cried, "making his poor old father walk while he rides comfortably." Feeling embarrassed, the miller decided to switch places. He climbed onto the donkey, and his son walked beside them. They hadn't gone far when they encountered another group of villagers who began to murmur. "Look at that selfish old man," someone said. "He rides while his young son struggles to keep up on foot." The miller, now feeling even more self-conscious, decided that the best solution would be for both of them to ride the donkey. So, he pulled his son up behind him, and they continued their journey together on the donkey's back. But it wasn't long before they met yet another group of villagers who gasped in shock. "How cruel!" one man shouted. "Two people riding that poor donkey. They're going to break its back." The miller, exasperated by the constant criticism, stopped and considered what to do next. He and his son dismounted and pondered their predicament. Finally, the miller decided that they should carry the donkey to avoid any more negative comments. They found a sturdy pole, tied the donkey's legs to it, and together hoisted the animal onto their shoulders. Struggling under the weight, they stumbled towards the market. As they crossed a narrow bridge, a crowd gathered, laughing and pointing at the bizarre sight. Overwhelmed and embarrassed, the miller and his son lost their grip. The donkey, frightened and disoriented, kicked free of the ropes and tumbled into the river below. It struggled to swim but was soon swept away by the current. The miller and his son stood helplessly by the bridge, watching their donkey disappear downstream. They had lost their donkey and gained nothing but ridicule and hardship. With a heavy heart, the miller turned to his son and said, "My boy, let this be a lesson to us. In trying to please everyone, we have pleased no one and lost what we had. From now on, we must follow our own judgment and not worry about the opinions of others." And so the miller and his son returned to their village, wiser and more resolute, understanding that it is impossible to satisfy everyone and that one must stay true to their own beliefs.